Welcome to Kitchen Wisdom with Arina Photography. Come on into my kitchen studio, pull up a chair, make yourself at home, and don't mind the cookie crumbs. I'm Arina, and today we're diving deep into one of the coziest, most iconic spices of fall and winter, cinnamon. If cranberries are the jewels of holiday baking, then cinnamon is the heartbeat. It's the smell that makes your whole house feel warm, the taste that makes everything instantly festive, and the spice that sneaks its way into cookies, breads, cakes, and even savory dishes. Now, you might think cinnamon is simple. It's just that brown powder in your spice rack, right? But the truth is, cinnamon has a secret life. From its ancient history as a prized trade spice to the difference between true Ceylon cinnamon and the cassia cinnamon most of us use every day, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye or the nose. Cinnamon has been around for thousands of years, and it has quite the dramatic backstory. Ancient Egyptians used it for embalming, not exactly how I use it in my kitchen, thank goodness. In fact, back then, cinnamon was considered so rare and valuable that it was once worth more than gold. Imagine traveling caravans loaded up with sacks of cinnamon sticks being guarded like treasure. It was the real deal. Sometimes I joke that if someone tried to steal my cinnamon sugar jar today, I'd probably guard it just as fiercely. Have you smelled fresh cinnamon lately? During the famous spice trade, cinnamon made its way across continents, and merchants even told wild tales about how dangerous it was to harvest. Some claimed it grew in nests guarded by giant birds, just to keep the mystery and price high. Honestly, if I had to fight off birds to get my cinnamon, I might stick with plain sugar. By the Middle Ages, cinnamon was the star of European kitchens, not only for flavor, but also for its supposed medicinal properties. People believed it could ward off colds, improve digestion, and even bring good fortune. My grandmother used to swear by sprinkling cinnamon in tea when she felt a cold coming on. Did it actually work? Who knows? But it sure made her kitchen smell amazing. I've tried it myself, and at the very least, it's a cozy hug in a cup. Fast forward to today, and while we may not be trading cinnamon sticks like currency, we are sprinkling it into lattes, rolling it into cinnamon rolls, and swirling it through coffee cakes. And let's be honest, cinnamon rolls are probably the closest thing to gold in my house. Anyway, if there's a tray of them on the counter, you better grab one fast, because my family descends on them like treasure hunters at a gold rush. Cinnamon doesn't come from some mysterious spice fairy. It actually comes from the inner bark of a tree in the cinnamon family. These evergreen trees grow in warm tropical climates, mostly in Sri Lanka, India, Indonesia, Vietnam, and a few other parts of Southeast Asia. When you see cinnamon sticks in your kitchen, you're literally looking at rolled up strips of tree bark. Kind of amazing when you think about it. The trees themselves grow anywhere from 20 to 40 feet tall, but farmers don't usually let them get that big when they're cultivating them for cinnamon. Instead, they prune them so they keep producing fresh shoots. It's those young shoots that give the best, most tender bark for cinnamon. Here's a neat detail. Cinnamon trees have to grow for about 2 years before they're ready to be harvested. At that point, the shoots are cut, and the outer bark is carefully scraped away to reveal the delicate inner bark. That inner bark is then peeled off in long strips, which curl naturally as they dry, creating the cinnamon sticks we know. The thinner and softer the layers, the more prized the cinnamon, which is why Ceylon cinnamon looks so papery and delicate compared to the thicker, sturdier cassia sticks. Harvesting is a skill all on its own. Workers use small, sharp knives to coax the bark off without damaging it, and every piece has to be handled carefully. It's labor intensive, but it's also What makes cinnamon so special? Every stick of cinnamon in your pantry has traveled a long way from a tropical tree farm to your spice jar. Did you know there isn't just one kind of cinnamon sitting on store shelves? Here's where things get interesting. And honestly, this is where I really geek out in the spice aisle. There are actually different types of cinnamon, and they don't all taste the same. The one you probably have in your pantry right now is cassia cinnamon. It's darker, stronger, and spicier. It's what gives classic cinnamon rolls that bold punch. That's the cinnamon I grew up with. It's nostalgic and loud, like the holiday season itself, the kind of flavor that hits you with a big holiday hug. Then there's Ceylon cinnamon, often called true cinnamon. It's lighter in color, more delicate, and has a subtle, almost floral sweetness. Bakers love it for recipes where cinnamon is the star, but not meant to overpower everything else. Personally, I use cassia for big, bold flavors, like gingerbread cookies. But when I want a softer, more refined touch, Ceylon is my go-to. And just to make things even more complicated, there are other varieties too, like Korintje cinnamon from Indonesia, which is very popular in the US for commercial baking, and Saigon cinnamon from Vietnam, which is super intense and almost a little sweet hot. I once accidentally doubled the amount of Saigon cinnamon in pumpkin bread. Let's just say it cleared my sinuses and woke me up faster than coffee. One year, I bought both cassia and Ceylon and did a side-by-side test in snickerdoodles. The cassia cookies shouted holiday, while the Ceylon ones whispered sweetly in the background. Both were delicious, and my family demolished them, but it was such a fun experiment. Honestly, I recommend doing this taste test yourself. It's like wine tasting, but you don't have to worry about a hangover. Plus, it makes for a great conversation starter when friends stop by and you hand them 2 different cookies and say, "Okay, now tell me which one is cassia." If you're wondering how to tell what kind of cinnamon you're buying at the store, here's a little tip. Check the label carefully. Most of the inexpensive jars that just say ground cinnamon are cassia. If it's Ceylon, it will usually say so right on the front, often marketed as true cinnamon. For sticks, cassia sticks are hard and thick, with just 1 or 2 curls, while Ceylon sticks are softer, crumbly, and look like they're made of many thin layers rolled together. Once you know what to look for, it's pretty easy to tell which type you're bringing home. And now diving into how I actually use cinnamon in my kitchen. I can't even count how many ways cinnamon shows up in my holiday baking. From spiced ginger cookies to bundt cakes, it's everywhere. One year, I tried to make a cinnamon swirl bread, and I got a little too generous with the filling. Let's just say it turned into more of a cinnamon explosion, leaking all over my oven. The smell was heavenly, but the cleanup, not so fun. My family didn't mind though. They tore into that messy loaf like it was the best thing I'd ever baked. Cinnamon also plays well with so many flavors. Apples, pears, pumpkin, and chocolate all love a sprinkle of it. Think about apple pie or pumpkin bread. Without cinnamon, they taste kind of flat. Add it in, and suddenly it's warm, cozy, and unmistakably fall. I've even added it to brownies once, and it gave them this subtle, spicy kick that had everyone asking what my secret ingredient was. And let's not forget drinks. A dusting of cinnamon on hot cocoa instantly makes it taste like something from a cafe. Drop a stick into mulled wine, and suddenly you're the star of the holiday party. Simmer it with apple cider, and your whole house smells like autumn in the best way possible. Sometimes I even toss a cinnamon stick into my morning coffee just to make a regular Tuesday feel like Christmas morning. Sure, my family laughs at me for overdressing my coffee, but honestly, it's those little touches that make the day brighter. Here are a few things I've learned through plenty of trial and error. A little goes a long way. Cinnamon is powerful, and too much can make your cookies taste like potpourri. I've been there. Don't recommend it. Bloom it. Warming cinnamon in butter or oil before adding it to your dish wakes up the flavor and makes it deeper and richer. It's like unlocking its hidden potential. Mix your cinnamons. Combining cassia and Ceylon gives you both boldness and subtlety in one recipe. Think of it as a cinnamon duet. Use sticks when you can. Cinnamon sticks infuse liquids beautifully without turning everything grainy. They're also gorgeous in drinks, bonus points for presentation. And here's my personal favorite trick. Make cinnamon sugar in bulk. I keep a little jar on hand at all times. It goes on buttered toast, sprinkled over popcorn, or around the rim of a hot chocolate mug. One time I even caught my daughter sneaking it onto her ice cream, and honestly, brilliant move. I even have a video recipe showing how I mix and use my cinnamon sugar on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see how simple it is, definitely check it out. Cinnamon has long been linked to health benefits, some real, some more folklore. Studies show it has antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties, and it may help regulate blood sugar. But don't go eating spoonfuls straight from the jar. First, it's way too strong, and second, have you seen those viral cinnamon challenge videos? Not the kind of kitchen wisdom I recommend. Outside of baking, cinnamon has other fun uses. I've tied bundles of sticks with ribbon for holiday table decorations, and I've tossed them into homemade potpourri. The house smelled like Christmas for weeks, and guests kept asking what candle I was burning. It was just cinnamon doing its thing.